is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about a topic that has kind of been a thing for a long time, but it's getting worse and worse as the days go on, sort of. I'll kind of explain what I mean. So, everyone knows that Sonic players, they always have a rough time with their games. They don't like their games a lot. They like them for a few months, and then they're like the worst games ever. Grr, why would anyone play them? And now Mario players are getting to that stage of gaming where they're just like, "Brr, we Mario Odyssey sucks. Why would anyone play it?" Because like they've all since the early 2000s, if I'm correct, they have been doing this already, but it's getting worse because Sonic players, as I said, they're known for being a little harsh to their games. And now that you know Zelda has done this recently with Tears of the Kingdom. Like, everyone loved Tears of the Kingdom for a while, but then everyone decided to go, nah, Don, Tears of the Kingdom is actually really bad. Why would anyone enjoy this? Like, some people said it was peak gaming, and then a few months later, they said it was one of the worst Zelda games known to mankind. This is just a thing that's been going on in gaming for the majority of the lifespan of gaming. Like, I could understand it for the first, 12 years of gaming. Games weren't as good back then, but now they just get cooler and better. There's a whole lot more to do. But people just sometimes just think that the old things are just better because they're used to it. I don't have too much to say here, but yeah, Mario players, a lot of them are mad. Like Mario Odyssey, even Mario Wonder, which is crazy because both of those games kind of were way different than the other ones and loved for the first few months until some people just decided to be like, nah, I'm bored of these. Let's go back to the old games, back when they were like good old days or something. Which is kind of crazy how fast these gamers can change their perspective, but it does happen so often now. It's like such a persistent thing in gaming. Like, even with like Sony games, like the Spider-Man games, if I'm correct, everyone liked the second what is it? The second Spider-Man game, but then after a while they kind of just got bored of it, so they decided, "Hey, this game is just bad. It's not as good compared to the other ones. Let's switch back to the older ones. Let's switch back to Miles Morales. Let's switch back to that." It happens so much nowadays. And I just think it's crazy, but Mario hasn't been known for that for too long, but that originally started from Sonic because Sonic fans have had a hard time with games for a long time, and it's a pretty big franchise, but now a whole bunch of other fan bases are also getting tired of their games and just going back to the old ones because they think it's better, even though a few months ago they thought it was the best. They thought it was peak gaming, the best game they've ever played. It's just, it never really stops in the gaming community. And it's kind of crazy how that happens so often because it doesn't make any sense. I get that, like, playing it for a few months you could get tired of it. But after a while, you can't just say that a few months ago it was peak gaming, but now it's just garbage. No one wants to play it anymore. Like, sure, there is still Super Mario Odyssey speedrunners and stuff out there, but a lot of people just don't like playing it anymore. And I don't know why. And same with Mario Wonder. It came out literally in October, and people are already tired of it, even though it was actually a really good Mario game, in my opinion. I've never been a fan of Mario. I'm 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 totally fine with saying that. I never have been. Like, I've liked Mario games, but I've never been like an insane fan of them. But I have noticed this, especially with the Sonic and Zelda community, which I am in kind of in both, that, they just kind of hate their games and it doesn't make any sense. You loved them like days ago and now they're the worst games ever. I know I keep repeating myself, but it is just something that a lot of gamers got to think about. I'm kind of tired of this being the normal for gaming companies to just be like, "Nah, these games suck now." We've played them for a few months, which means that now they're going to suck. And then I haven't even mentioned this part of it. A few like when the next Zelda game releases, like when the next Mario game will release, probably, I guess not probably, when the new Mario and Luigi game releases soon, they're gonna call that peak gaming once again. And then probably like I think it comes out in November, so I'm gonna say probably in like March or April, people are going to say, this game really sucks. Why have we ever played it and thought it was enjoying? How are people enjoying this game? It's garbage. And then when the next Mario game releases, probably a few months later, because it is Mario, Nintendo loves Mario a lot. Usually they get like 2 games a year. They're gonna just say, you know what? This is actually one of the greatest games ever. We should definitely start playing this again. I mean, look at this game. Like, look at this. It's a remake of Mario RPG. Ugh. We want good. Actually, Mario RPG has a good record, actually. Never mind. Mario RPG kind of people like it a lot, which I guess makes sense. Even with 3D World, like now it's like really well received, if I'm correct. But a while back, no one really liked it. And this cycle just goes on in gaming and it doesn't really work much. Because you could clearly tell, you see, it's one of the cases where nostalgia kind of is ruining your brain. It's just like, sure, you've played this game before, but that doesn't make it the best ever. Just because you remember it and it was really cool as a kid or something doesn't mean that it's the best game ever. Like, obviously, nostalgia, great thing, but you gotta be careful of how much nostalgia you have and all of that. So a lot of people call like the first Mario game even the first Mario game like peak gaming, a difficult, interesting game. And like that's partially because they used to play it a lot. So like nostalgia kind of can ruin gaming at times. Like obviously it's a great thing for most people, but in some cases gaming wise it can kind of ruin the community, kind of makes the community a lot more toxic. And nostalgia, it's a great thing. It's definitely something that can make you feel better about yourself and the things, but when it comes to you love a game so much and then you just hate it a few months later and then it's peak gaming again because of nostalgia, because you were like, wow, this game was really good the first time I played it. Like this just keeps happening. I get it that like you gotta appreciate things for what they are and all of that. That's totally fine. I just feel like it's just too common nowadays. Like for example, back then only Sonic would be known for this kind of stuff. Like this is a Sonic community type thing. But yeah, if you go onto the Elon Musk's horrible unintelligent website filled with greasy old people who've never been outside, also known as X or Twitter, you will see a lot of people saying things like Mario Odyssey kind of sucks. Mario Wonder kind of sucks. Tears of the Kingdom is garbage. Oh, Sonic Frontiers? You know how I used to love that game? It's actually really bad. Like it just keeps happening. It never stops. And I don't have too much else to say about this, but I hope you did enjoy this. I am going to be making more gaming videos like this all the time. I did put Mario Odyssey in the background to try to fit with uh try to fit with kind of the style of today's video. So if you did think that was cool. If you did enjoy that, let me know. I will be playing more Mario. I will be making more videos like this in the future. So if you do have any topics you'd like me to cover, just let me know.